What's going on, guys? Jada Black here. Shout out to everybody that's tuning in. I want to talk about Shaquille O'Neal. Shaquille O'Neal is getting pushback because of comments he made towards Angel Reese. He was on Angel Reese's podcast. Yes, she has a podcast. And he talked about, some of the stuff that she wears, right? And I'm going to assume trying to make a joke out of it that didn't land. And people are making comments about him, calling him creepy and weird. And the thing is this. I think Shaq was trying to, make her aware of how people perceive her. I don't think, does Shaq come off thirsty? Yes. I've even spoken about it in numerous videos recently about Shaq's thirsty behavior. But in this situation, I think that people are making it more than I believe it is. Do I think Shaq can be cringe, especially in this conversation, and, speaking on things, he would like for, how she looks in certain things. Listen, if I would have talked, I'm saying, why would you even say that, Darn? We all know that the media and people online view Angel Reese as that same college girl that won the championship with LSU for the first time. When really, Angel Reese is just like every other female that you see on social media that's looking and desperate for attention. And especially in the things that she wears and even some of the things that she says. But be that as it may, we're going to get into why Shaq is getting pushed back. He's facing backlash. Now, this according to people. Shaquille O'Neal is facing criticism after making comments about an outfit that WNBA star Angel Reese recently wore. On the October 24th episode of her podcast, Unapologetically Angel, the 52-year-old retired athlete who has previously discussed his close bond with Reese, discussed imagining the Chicago sky for dunking a basketball in a pair of little shorts. Now that to me is it is weird. It is weird. But her and Shaq have a close bond or friendship. We don't know what they talk about when they are around each other. And maybe Shaq talks this way to her and she knows that. We don't. Because again, he's been around her since she was at LSU. A sophomore at LSU when she won the championship. So we really don't know what they say behind the scenes. But of course, on her podcast publicly, it's going to come out looking weird. Personally, again, I wouldn't really say this to her. I would ask her, what made her change the way that she dressed when she got from college to the pros, so to speak, right? There was a noticeable change. Remember, Angel Reese is the one that said she was being sexualized. Let's make that clear. She said this after her last college basketball game. But if you look at how Angel Reese conducts herself and the things that she wears, I mean, we all see it. We all see the change. We see it. And some of the other things she has said, I just think that there are people who see her differently than what others see her. While discussing how lowered rims could impact the WNBA, O'Neal said, "Imagine you in the same little shorts you had on at the Wildin' Out show dunking," referring to the shorts Angel Reese wore while making a cameo at the Wildin' Out live tour Chicago stop earlier this month. As a matter of fact, you know what? Let me show y'all the clip here. Can't play the sound file. This is what Shaq is talking about, people. For those of you who don't know, this is what Shaq is talking about. You see how comfortable she is wearing little to nothing, right? Now she's on stage, right? You see that, right? That's what Shaq is referring to. He is referring to that video clip of her there. So yes, the comments do come off a little weird, but I think Shaq was trying to make her self-aware about the things that she is wearing. Because Shaq, he wants to come off as a big brother, father figure. And again, I think he wanted to make a joke that a lot of people are not really, they're not really understanding the origin. This is the origin. So I wanted to show y'all that because again, you got these people, who are mainly Angel Reese supporters. They treat her as if she's still a college girl, right? Like she's not a grown adult who is now making grown decisions. You know how many t-shirts you're going to sell, he asked, before adding, "You're tripping." In response to Reese appeared to roll her eyes, laugh uncomfortably, and say, "Oh my God." "What? Them same little shorts you had on Wildin' Out," O'Neal continued before Reese attempted to cut him off and change the topic. "Okay, all right," she repeated. Before moving on from the topic, however, the NBA alum clarified that he wouldn't buy the theoretical t-shirt himself, telling Reese that she is gorgeous. Again, when I tell y'all that Shaq is thirsty, he is. But these two have some sort of friendship and they have this bond, so much so he's on her podcast. I'm pretty sure she asked him to. And we don't know what they talk about when they're around each other. But again, Shaq, this does come across thirsty. But I'm not about to sit here and be outraged. It is what it is. Says, "You're not beautiful or good looking. You are gorgeous," he said. "There's a lot of gorgeous women in WNBA." Listen, Shaq heard about how much she, financially, her situation in WNBA ain't the best. So Shaq definitely putting his bid in to be a sugar daddy. Following O'Neal's episode, he faced backlash online for his comments and how uncomfortable they seemed to make Reese. You mean all the outfits and the way that she conducts herself off the court doesn't make y'all uncomfortable? Anyway, one post on X with nearly 100,000 likes read, "Angel Reese learned a painful lesson about men through Shaq in real time, I fear." Oh, that's where she learned about men. Another post called out the retired athlete for sexualizing Angel Reese when he's 30 years her senior and has kids older than her. Y'all see this? Y'all are late because she's already done that. She's already done that to herself. Ref O'Neal did not really respond for comment. Of course he didn't, because I don't think he thinks I don't think he thinks anything's wrong. Listen, Shaq is a wealthy older man. He could care less how y'all feel about him. Shaq says what's on his mind. Doesn't mean I agree with it, but I'm just telling y'all, Shaq does not care how you people feel. That's why he says these things. This man is retired. He's making a ton of money right now. He could care less how y'all feel. He's gonna say what's on his mind. He is. Doesn't mean, again, I agree with it, but the overreaction I'm seeing online, people outraged. Oh my God. Listen, the podcast aired, didn't it? She could have cut that part out of her podcast, but why didn't Angel Reese cut that part out of her podcast? Because she didn't think it was that big of a deal. She could have edited the podcast and taken that out of there. But she did not do that, or whoever's editing the shows, the podcast, but she did not do that. She could have, if she would have done that, we wouldn't be here. Listen, again, I don't agree. I wouldn't be up there asking those type of questions to her. I wouldn't. But again, these two talk to each other. They're familiar with each other. We don't know the kind of conversation they've had. But again, this does come off a little thirsty. I'm not going to lie. But I don't think it's a situation where he should be canceled. I mean, some of y'all sound crazy. Angel Reese has done a good enough job sexualizing herself. She doesn't need Shaq to do that. She's already been doing that. She's been doing that for quite some time. And again, I want people to understand that this is who Angel Reese is. And Shaq knows her more than we do. Even her fans. We've gotten glimpses of who she is, but we truly don't know. But y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments section. Let me know your thoughts. Like this video and share it. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and I'll see y'all next one.